Well, there we go. Hey everybody, my name is Kan Slaap. I'm a watchmaker from the Netherlands. You're watching live watchmaking. And this will promise to be a very nice one because I'm very excited to do this Gruen. Clean the place. All set for another session of live watchmaking. There we go. All set, all clean. And there we are. Hey Rolly Bob, hi there. So this promises to be a very nice one. Well, good evening everybody. Hey, I see the members, Lars and Diego. Goedenavond. Rayam, Steve and Glenn, so nice that you're here. So, hey James, good to see you, and again thank you so much for the beautiful music. Rupert and Claire Lee, my friend, so nice that you're all here. I'm really looking forward to this particular watch. This promises to be a gem. Hey, and Hector, you bought an old pocket watch movement on eBay which wasn't running, took it apart, got confused to the lack of pellet fork. Ah, then it's a cylinder escapement, and those are really not easy to do. So, Camille, Luc, well, so nice to see you all. I see a beer on holiday, of bean on holiday, Rusty. Cool. En groet uit Zwolle, leuk je te zien Wim. Well, I hope my nails aren't too horrible. I've been potting some plants. Well, that sounds like a real kinky euphemism. But I have been potting some plants. And no, even though I'm Dutch, no, not those kind of plants. Behave. Fishing Pensioner, thank you so much for joining as a member. We got another bean. Hey, en Jenneke, gaaf dat je er bent. Dit wordt echt iets speciaals, absoluut. En ik hoop je heel binnenkort te zien. Leuk. For all the ultimate espressos under the members, we've just purchased a 3D printer. Een Flashforge Adventurer 3. And tomorrow we'll be printing the watch case for just the model for our first watch. I'll be filming it, and for all the Ultimate Espressos you'll be the first to see our initial design for the watch case. I'll do a video of the printing, and then you can watch with us what size is nice. A bit bigger, a bit smaller, a bit like this, big that. So probably tomorrow you'll be joining me when we see our first watch case. So even more members like, of course, Amanda, goedenavond, Camille, Mark, Trevor, Rob, hey, gaaf, Uncle Roar, British Exile, all there. Let's do some work. It is such an underestimated brand, and as a treat, I just talked to the owner, very knowledgeable about Gruen, and pretty soon she'll be coming over and we do a Gruen special, and she brings some stuff and she knows a lot about it on the Gruen forum. So yeah, pretty soon a Gruen special. and that is promising to be really something special. So first visual inspection, well, the crown is missing. We'll look for another one. Look at how elegant the decentralized second hand is. Beautiful Gruen. Turbo power, everybody is there. And Jörn, hi there, goedenavond. We see here 0900 means the silver hallmark, and that means 90% silver. 90% pure silver, 10% alloy, and that is simply to make it more dent resistant, the watch case. So you really don't want a 99 hallmark, it's simply too soft. Well, there's a number. Let's open it. Well, there is a small latch on this side for opening. So let's use that one. And probably the movement will stay in the case back, usually. And then we have to pry it out of the case back. Well, there it is. Now I forgot to check if it's acrylic or mineral crystal. The simplest way of checking if it's acrylic or glass. Oh, Janneke, the watch is between 1929 and 35. Excellent information, cheers. Michael from Montreal. Cool. Wilhelm. Well, for some reason, Gruen is such a well-kept secret. Only for real connoisseurs and people who enjoy beautiful watches, it is a brand to look for. Well, the tiny levers, because there are tiny marks there, but we don't want to. And is there some rust? Yeah, slightly tarnished, no biggie, but there has been some moisture. Ah, look at that. See if we can reduce that and make the hands beautiful again. Nice shiny print on the dial, and remember, it's well, probably at least 90 years old. Well, the tiny scoops, because tiny hands go slightly underneath. There we are, and well read it. The second hand. So, is it a doctor's watch? Not too sure. Maybe Jenneke knows a bit more about that. Where are my carbon tip tweezers? Well, large workshop, so I really have to look for it. Well, sorry about that, but then again, live watchmaking. 93. Hey Bob Duckworth, hi there. Especially the Curvex and the Curvex lines. You're absolutely right, Bob. Beautiful stuff. Carbon tip tweezers, not to take any chance. First check, see if the hour wheel and cannon pinion are in the middle, and they aren't. So the whole dial has been slightly moved. So we have to make sure reset the dial feet so the dial will be centered again. Now, usually, as you all probably know, I don't do any work up front. I don't know what to expect, but with this one, a very soft cushion, so the dial is not tarnished in any way. So, inside, Alpina Gruen. Lovely stuff. And then as usual with Gruen, look at the finishing. Yeah. Ew. Even worse than my fingernails. So, piece of packwood so don't make any scratches, but look at the deep black polish on the inside of the ratchet wheel. Then the beautiful snailing. It's not quite straight. If it was straight it would be sunburst, and now it's snailing, but different watchmakers use different terms, even in Switzerland. But the deep black polish, 15 joules for that time. Is it possible to restore the dial? The print is hard enameled. Not a grand name. Oh, okay. Look at this. Well, the setting lever screw is being used quite a bit, but we polish that again. Look at the screws, the very deep black polish. We know how difficult this level is, and the chamfering. Well, we're not the first to enter. Here, another beautiful just the gloss is out of this world. Temperature compensated balance wheel with smuts. See what that is? Unusual pallet fork. Breguet overcoil. Unusual screw for the pallet fork bridge, but probably correct. And maybe I can show you the ja, Hornier ofwel of niet. I like to show you the chamfering on the outside of the screw. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. On the outside of the screw there is a beautiful tiny facet. Do you see that? There it is. That is dotting the I's, crossing the T's. It's beautiful. And usually in screws like these, these were very tight, but you can see the tiniest facet even on the slot. Maybe this is a good one example. Yeah, even the slot is slightly faceted. This is screw. Oh, and you can even see the blued surface of the slot. This is the highest level of artisanal screw making. If you see just the amount of work that goes in there, because there, here you can see the chamfered sides and every single one the same. Here you can see the chamfer on the side of the slot. Then there's the black polish. And remember, because we went to Hendrik Korpela for the finishing course, you do the chamfering first. So far so good. The facet on the sides. And then you make it the top nice and well, get rid of all the small scratches. Then you do the black polish. But if that doesn't work, you do even more black polish, even more black polish, even more black polish until you see the blue in the face. But the thing is, and I hope you realize that we did when we were doing it, you've got the chamfer on the sides, but if you black polish, black polish, black polish, black polish, the chamfer is gone. And it's nicer first to do the chamfer and then decide the anglage and then the black polish on the top. So that may take quite a few headaches before you get an even result on every single screw. So chamfering on the sides, chamfering on the slot, and then you see the blued surface, and that is just the heat treatment. So I first did the heat treatment, make it nice and hard, and then you get an even nicer black polish. How harder the material, the shinier it gets. Yeah, beautiful stuff. But then again, let's move on. This is the highest level. And just tuck, tuck, tuck. It is so shiny. Then on the wheels you see the radial graining. Hope you see their radial graining for the wheels. Here, radial graining from a different angle. And you see these bridges are nickel plated brass. So first nickel plated, and then the engraving makes it, then you see the brass again. Lovely. Hey Bruce, good morning to you. So nice that you're here. And Jay from Hamburg. So nice that you're here. And Tom Holloway, thank you so much for joining. Hi there. Ah. Hand engraved 4 adjustments. Well, okay. Take your word for it. Now I would like to remove the dial feed screws to remove the dial. The sheer amount of work that goes into preparing these parts without a see-through case back. Nobody is going to see them. It's just amazing stuff. There's a screw. En de next one. Hey Erik, leuk dat je bij bent man. Er stond volgens mij wat anders gegraveerd. I think it's 4 and of 4 adjustments ADJ. So probably 4 different positions adjusted. Might be gold fill in the engraving. Not too sure. Might well be. Oh, on that column, hi there, thank you so much for the bits via Twitch. We are multi-platform at the moment, Twitch, YouTube and Facebook. Well, if you just joined, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands. And we've been streaming for 5 years now. 2 years on YouTube. That was really stuck. What does it say? Parta? There you can see some moisture. And luckily the dial feet, and there's some moisture. Luckily the dial feet aren't broken, they're just slightly offset. But we can adjust that. Looks like Penta. Oh, Jenneke, Egler 977. Ja. Cool. Leuk dat je zo meedoet. Dat, live is dat altijd zoveel leuker. Well, Boyd and Brian are there. And David, hi there, wat fijn. You're visiting your brother in Switzerland from the US. Well, hope you have a lovely time there. Such a stunning country. So huge for us in the Netherlands, because Netherlands is like this. Well, what do we see? Well, I try to contain myself when I see a part like this, because it is so elegant, but then again functional. This hole is there just as an inspection for the depthing of the two wheels. Then there is this bit that holds the yoke down and the yoke spring. Then there is this bit that is the actual setting lever spring. But again, the chamfering, I really hope you well, enjoy that. Is years of practicing, and especially when it's even like this. This one is slightly less because they missed just a bit over there on that side. But hey, we're looking, this is a camera through my microscope, and well, you're watching this, and this particular watch is probably made between Janneke 1926 to 1935, if I'm not mistaken, with an oil lamp and a simple loop and just pack wood, and just like this, like that, making it shiny. So it's unfair to judge a watch like we do now, but then again, the beautiful stuff, we see really how beautiful it is. Well, the hour wheel was a bit sticky. And this is a later spring on top. Well, cannon pinion, and just the sides of the yoke, nice, even. That is such, well, craftsmanship. Mostly done by women at that time, I was told. Only the once more, and then if you forgive me, I stop. But it is such a task to get a screw this nice. And I think you remember we did some Pateks not too long ago during this stream, and Audemars Piguet, Vacheron Constantin. Nothing beats this screw. The perfect black polish. And you only appreciate it when you try to recreate this. Blood, sweat and tears. Ah, such a lovely piece. But I try to behave. Sorry about that. Well, be extremely careful for the pivot over there, because there you can see it is incredibly small, fragile and sticking out. Blue man after 2 months in Indonesia. Well, worst place to be. Hey JT, well, that's a result. You done the black polish on a skeletonized watch and no hint of a scratch. Well, excellent work, my friend. Well done. So, cannon pinion removed. Well, let's look from the other side. you see this side have straight lines, the other side curved lines, so now it's nice for the straight lines to use. So much more stability. Well, what a lovely job already. Yeah, no. Balance wheel moving freely. Look at this. This really might be from factory on, but it is a temperature compensated balance wheel. If you're into this, we have some videos about how a watch works, and then I'll show you the temperature compensated balance wheel. You see the cut there. Two materials, steel on the inside, brass on the outside. But because there is a cut from this spoke until there, from this spoke until there is one piece, and from this spoke until there is another piece. Quite a hefty mass, very hard to poise. And I just saw at the factory during production they had some trouble with it, and they compensated. There. Do you see the ring underneath the weight? So compensation, extra weight a bit outside for poising. This is. And only if, oh yeah, look at that, if 180 degrees has got the same ring, then it's not for poising, because it's the same weight on both sides. Then it's for making the watch run slower. Mass on the outside is moving slow, and on the inside moving fast. You've probably seen the clip. So this is not for poising now from both sides. That is just for poising, timing. And so the timing, so this pin is just about in the middle. Lovely stuff. Oh, Plain Clothes, thank you so much for the reminder. If you like this stream, please hit the like button. That's so helpful for our watchmaking channel Chronoglide. Please leave comments. I read every single one of them. So if you like it, please hit the like button. That would be nice. It is such a beautiful balance wheel and balance spring. It's a blued one with a very heavy balance wheel. So I'm going to remove the screw, wiggle underneath the balance cock, and then with an oiler support the balance wheel and then lift it off. I do have to concentrate for that, so there we are. Making sure the screwdriver touches the sides so they don't warp, because if you got the proper screwdriver, the right size and the right shape, and you put it in the screw, then it's evenly distributing the force, stress on the screw, so you don't get the horrible marks like over there and there. And then again, please remember, we look under the microscope, but still, it's unnecessary. well, try to get underneath, but preferably some packwood. I miss my scalpel. Extremely sharp razor blade. That was not too long ago. Let's take a new one. Stubborn! I don't want to take any chances of placing the screwdriver underneath and you can get some marks. Just don't want to do that. Well, the extremely sharp scalpel. Sharp, so I get in between, but with a bit of a wedge function. So hopefully the balance cock will get from the movement. But please remember, we saw the marks for moisture. There we go. Yeah. No stress, simple in between. Now I need two hands. Carbon tip tweezers and support the balance wheel because it is quite heavy. Beautiful. Well, then the pallet fork. Even kijken. As you can see, the screw is just outside the movement holder, so it might skip like this. So move it slightly inwards, so now less risk of capsizing. If it was Patek, Vacheron, maybe Audemars Piguet from that era, then the tip would have been polished as well. Just the smallest. There. unusual that the pallet fork is sticking in the pallet bridge. There's no oil. Well, there shouldn't be any oil. So there isn't really a reason why it is really sticky. Oh, somebody lubricated the pallet fork pivot. Well, let's be nice, probably a less experienced watchmaker, because there shouldn't be any. Hey, it's a screw-on pivot. Do you see the thread on top and the shoulder underneath? So this pallet fork pivot can be screwed on. Very easy to change. Well, if we see where it is, well, can't be far. Pesky little pallet fork, like I said, can't be far. And there it is. Such a beautiful design. Let's have a look at the see if we can catch the light. Lovely stuff. Slightly thicker jewels than I thought. Or try to catch the light. There it is. Lovely. Dirty, but nothing wrong with it. And the other one. Well, very delicate pallet fork, so very delicate way of holding it. There might be a slight chip from the top, but then again, that's the non-functional part of the pallet. You can see where the functioning part is. You see the dark edge? That is where the escape wheel slides over the pallet. So it is slightly chipped, and again we're looking underneath the microscope, so no problem. And there was a hair, yeah. So yeah, they really lubricated the pallet fork pivot. No doubt about it. Early form of sandblasting, I think, on the escape wheel. Plain cloth, is that shape to save space? I'm not too sure. Offenlicht. I presume it's German. Looks like some slides. Chipping, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well spotted. Maar Jenneke, wat een snoepje heb je meegegeven. Prachtig spul. Echt heel erg mooi. Well, wonder what the mainspring will be on the inside. Yeah, this is just... Oh. And please remember, we haven't cleaned it yet. It takes so much effort to make it look like this, and nobody is going to see it when no see-through case back. Let me first remove the click spring. That looks like an accident waiting to happen. There he is. Hey, over 200 viewers live. Now that is something. Thank you so much for joining. I remember when I started there at one evening about 5 years ago, and it was on Twitch. There were 12 people watching, and I thought, oh well. But then I just thought, if 12 people were around me looking over my shoulder, it would be really crowded here in the workshop. Not here, because it was the other workshop. And then I thought, it's just as interesting to explain beautiful watchmaking to 12 people as 2 more. So what am I complaining about? And some people were so engaged and asking questions, and such an enjoyable experience. And so I don't try to look at the viewer counts, because even if it's 12, that is quite a crowd looking over your shoulder. Well, we've been doing it for 5 years now, and you've been watching this via 4 cameras. Face camera, of course, here, the microscope camera, and we have here overview and the wobbly cam. So I hope, and I love to show in detail just the joy we see all day during watchmaking here in our workshop here in the Netherlands. This is a bit curious because I see an air gap around the arbor, but there is no side shake, which is curious because visibly there is some. Well, here the center wheel, yeah, there's some play. Look at this. And you can see the hole isn't round. So we have to address that problem. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. We can reduce the hole size. We call it hammer time. And if you want to see that in action, step by step, please visit our YouTube channel Chronoglide, and then you see the video of hammer time. And I hope real comprehensive how even you can do it. Nobody is born a watchmaker. Everybody has to learn it. So, of course, with some patience and a minimum of tools. We even made a session like this with $35 worth of tools, just from the grocery store, supermarket. So you don't have to break the bank to start watchmaking as a hobby. But if you got some patience, it's beautiful, satisfying, lovely hobby to start with. And there is no age limit to it. There we are. Keith, stop hammer time. It is. Trini Lopez lives if I had a hammer. Well, can't touch this. Just the sheer. It's just a feast for the eye. Look at how you play with the light in every single angle. It's art. It really is. I'm quite curious here. Perlage, the small radial overlapping circles. It looks like just the eraser from how do you call it? Pencil, with a slight abrasive stuff in it, usually aluminium oxide, and then in a drill, just zip, 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 and slightly turn it every single time. This is years of practice to make it equally overlapping every single time. And perlage, because it looks like pearls, is usually used because that is one of the few finishing techniques that can be done in a recess. So usually if there's a recess, it's slightly lower, then you see perlage. And I was told that it started because every finishing style has got an origin. Coffee first. I was told that it was used in the early days, 1700s, early 1800s. So the oil won't spread less because it's all circular, but might be some truth in that. Amanda, ein Tasse Kaffee. Cheers everybody, so nice that you're joining me on this beautiful journey. Such a lovely watch. Oh. Yeah, oh JT, yeah, you're fully into watchmaking, skeletonizing and finishing. Why not CNC it? Excellent question. We are working on our own watch. And the finishing, especially with perlage, anglage, black polish, snailing, sunburst, and engine turning, guilloche, for me the mother of all finishing. CNC, of course you can do it, but the imperfections make it pleasing to the eye. If you CNC perlage of some other finishing, it looks cheap, repetitive, and it looks like a 1970s countertop. Even with the engine turning. The slight imperfections, strangely enough, make it interesting for the eye. Same as music. If it's too repetitive, it becomes boring. So there are always slight changes to keep your brain interested. And even if you don't see it, you don't register it, it's just a feel of luxury that the slight imperfections, and I have to be honest, I really would hate to see the artisan craftsmanship die out. So we want to be able to do it the artisanal way, the authentic way, and that's why we're here restoring watches in the authentic way. Well, because we love old machines, me, Edwin, Elmar, everybody here, Pertu at the moment. So yeah, but we don't like to program, we like to be able to do it. But of course you can do it CNC so much faster. Oh, Danny, Random Restorer, need to see more engine turning. Yeah, maybe next week. Why not make it a green coat stream? Lekker bakje luid. Lekker bakkie. Leuk. Yeah, so probably soon another engine turning stream. Yeah. Well, what do we see? Do you see the straight edges of the lathe work? And how sharp the teeth are there. It's well used, but everything is really nice and sharp and beautiful. Lovely stuff. And even this part is so small. Do I have a matchstick? Here. Well, burn baby burn. Where is it? Ah, look at that. Just the eye of detail. Oh, eye for detail. Very hard to mill the sides of this how do you call it, sawtooth. Then when finished and hardened and tempered, the steel, carbon steel. Then it's placed again in the mill. Then radial graining, just to make it nice. That's all. And then do you see in between the teeth the polishing. With a rotating wood. It is beautiful. And remember, it's inside the movement, so you don't see it. The movement is in a closed case back, so you don't see it. And they spent weeks and weeks and weeks on finishing this part. This looks like new. You can see the milling signs. Two different sides. This is a sawtooth invented by Breguet. And here the crown wheel, hardened, lovely stuff. Well, you can see the bridge. A bridge is attached by 2 screws on either side, so you call it a bridge. And if it's only got 1 screw and it's overhanging, then you call it a cock, balance cock. So pretty soon, hopefully, the owner of this beautiful watch, which is a real connoisseur, she is joining me here in the workshop for a live stream. So you'll be able to ask her any kind of question about Gruen, the brand, watchmaking, collecting. I am convinced it's going to be such a nice stream. So pretty soon we're going to do a Gruen special. And we've done here quite a few, but I know a bit about the movement and how it's constructed, but I really don't know too much about the history of the brand, of all the single models they produced. And I'm not going to look it up now because it's so much nicer if she tells you about the beauty of the brand, why she is interested, how she became interested in it. So really looking forward to that stream. And the old lubrication on the jewels. Oh, plain cloth. Janneke, misschien weet jij dat? Humphrey Bogart. Hey, Jay Woody, hi there. Breguet invented the modern keyless work. Yeah. But strangely enough, we call it a sawtooth, zaagtand. I'm not sure what the English version is. Here, this can move only one side, so it slips the other side, and it moves the other side. Breguet used this in a winding key. so you could only wind your watch one way. So it's not fair to call it keyless winding, which is a strange name because it's a banana-less winding as well, or cowless winding, but okay. But he used it in a key, a winding key. Lovely stuff. Yeah, turbo power. You're probably right that the keyless winding itself, invented by Patek, or I think bought the patent around 1850. Yeah, that might be Patek. Yeah. But I think the tooth profile, that was Breguet. Sorry, I cannot contain myself. The black polish underneath the leaves of the pinion. Please. Do you see how shiny it is? Insane. Up to par with Patek or any brand you care to this is so high level watchmaking. I am really enjoying this stream with you all. Dat is toch een snoepje, look at that. Is there even a slight inner curve in the wheel? But this polishing is insane. It's stunning. Pivot's got some old lubrication, but look pretty good. Elongated pivot voor de second hand. Diego, je weet nou waarom. Good Nick. Yeah. And the escape wheel. Lovely stuff. Oh, HK Phoebe. You hit the hammer on the nail. Yeah. All the finishing, well, maybe the polishing of the pivots, but definitely not the pinions, has got nothing to do with the accuracy of a movement. It's indulgence, but why not? Yeah. Lovely perlage. Slightly bigger perlage on the sides, and not in a Panerai way, just everywhere, how it should be. Yeah, beautiful stuff. And look at this. is just to retain the winding stem. Well, what a beauty. Sandblasted the beautiful screws, as in really beautiful screws. Flawless. Well, only want to check the spring, because the winding stem and crown were missing. The owner provided the winding stem, so we have to look for hopefully an original crown. Yeah, this is the real old one. Well, I'd like to take it out. Yeah, eliminates wear, yeah. Just remove the arbor. Now I can remove the finger cuts. We have over 170 videos on our YouTube channel Chronoglide about watchmaking. Finger cuts, if you lick your fingers, it tastes a bit salty, a bit acid. The salts and acid will etch inside in the metal, and it will leave marks. We really don't want that. So very simple finger cuts, so you don't leave any marks. Just on, I'm right-handed, and that is for tools, so no finger cuts needed. And just on your left hand, if you touch your movement or parts, then it's protected by finger cuts. But I like to remove the winding spring, where all the power comes from, and I've got so much more feel in my fingers when I'm removing the spring, and it's going to be in the cleaning machine in a moment, so no residue or etching, no problem whatsoever. I like to hold, well, that's from the potting the plants. Yes, just potting plants. As you can see, my fingers are just over the edge, and then you got so much more control, famous last words, in removing the spring, winding by winding, and now you feel. Everybody can do this. Nobody is born a watchmaker. It's just tricks and maybe a bit of experience. You all can learn this. This is probably the original spring, because it's the older material, and incredibly small, with a spring that is of better quality or newer, less used. It's much wider, so it's all cramped and there is no power reserve left in this spring. So we will replace that with a new one. Well, exactly the correct size, of course. And we've got 3 videos about repairing your mainspring, main barrel. But it will be the modern material, so the watch will run so much better, more accurate. So that's it for me for tonight. What a joy! Such a beautiful watch on the outside, aesthetics, design. What a beautiful movement, the finishing, the design as well, but even the screws are completely out of this world. We'll be able to restore it. Remove all the play and shake, no problem. Clean the case, keep it nice and sharp, most important. And clean all the parts, do all the adjustments and make it beautiful again. Jenneke, dank je wel voor prachtige klus. We hebben nog eventjes contact, maar ik verheug me erop dat je langskomt. Lijkt me echt heel erg leuk. En voor mij ook interessant. All of you, thank you so much for joining me on your evening off. Well, and my evening off as well. Such a joy to read your comments on YouTube, Facebook and Twitch. If you like this stream, please hit the like button. Very helpful for the YouTube channel or Facebook. So please do. We do the stream every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Amsterdam time. But if you hit the subscribe button, then you get a nice alert every time we go, even in between the streams. For all the Ultimate Espressos, the members of our YouTube channel, you'll be witnessing the birth of our watch case, 3D printed tomorrow, and I really value your views on the size, how it looks, just the first impressions. So probably tomorrow I will be sharing for the Ultimate Espressos, the special revealing of our own watch. All of you, thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you soon.